Welcome everybody. How are you guys doing on this beautiful Monday evening? I hope everyone's doing okay. I know I was just here yesterday. I'm back here today with my Soul Series Journey, episode 5. 5? When did 4? Oh my goodness. Hi. Let me just see. Let's see. Today my guest is Fiona Bennett. I'm so honored to have her here. Okay, wonderful. Are you here, Fiona?
Hi.
Hi. Once again, I can hear you. I can see you. And I changed some stuff on my phone and it's still not working.
Oh, I can see you. I can hear you. You look beautiful.
Oh, thank you. I went a little wild today with my hair. Thought just feel a little wild today. But thank you so much for being here. So appreciated. And I just want to tell my viewers a little bit about you. So Fiona Bennett is certified as an inner workout and integrative NLP life coach, as well as a Reiki practitioner. She also teaches an online life coaching course. So she has extensive practice not only in energy work but also in the coaching area, which is nice. I also would like for you to at some point explain what NLP coaching means and how that differs from just regular coaching. So we'll do that. You know what? I didn't bring my questions, so as you explain that, I'm gonna go get that.
Sure. Well, it's really nice to be here, and thank you so much for asking me to do this. And it's like lovely to have met you and be able to connect with you. And so I would say, first of all, if I could just clarify, like my primary coaching, I would say is the inner workout coaching, which is like inner child coaching. That's my heart coaching. And NLP is a tool to use. It's neuro-linguistic coaching. So really it's neuro-linguistic programming, but programming kind of gets a bad rap. It's like you're like kind of, like twisting people's minds. But it's really not that. It's just a way of um, reframing is a good way of maybe sort of highlighting how it might work. So sometimes people can have a very negative way of looking at things, and NLP is a really excellent tool to help people see a situation from maybe a different perspective. And it's not like putting sunshine and lollipops on everything, but to be able to find a new way of looking at their own current situation and seeing, is there some way that you can find the positives in it? Like, for example, if I can try and give you an example, like,
Of course, please. Yeah.
yeah, so let's say you're dealing with a teenage daughter who is really resistant, or really, you might, a negative way to describe it might be really stubborn or really mouthy or really pushes back a lot. And you're just feeling like, oh my gosh, everything I say is just, that she just push and fight. So that's the negative perspective. Another way that you might want to help someone who's dealing with that to reframe that would be, isn't it amazing that you have raised a daughter who is able to speak for themselves and talk, their own truth, and who they're going to really need that in their life. And so how can we encourage that and still help you to feel respected and valued as you navigate through the relationship together? So it's not about, let's be a doormat and let her push over you, but how can you see that is in fact going to be really valuable to be able to use, for her to be able to use her voice and speak her truth and express her feelings. And you want to have that communication with your daughter for her to be able to express herself. And yeah, it can be really challenging. And so how can we navigate through that to have a healthy relationship? So, well, then we would talk about setting boundaries and, communicating in healthy ways and being able to respect each other, come up with ways that you can together set the goals, what kind of, without getting into conflict, what ways can you allow her to maybe have some input into the decision making, and you're still having your values and rules still respected, right?
Yeah. I hear you. No, that's good. That's good. Yeah. So we're looking at it from both sides, right? The positive and the negative in a way.
Yeah. But to be able to sort of re-look at things and sort of widen the perspective. It's really all about looking at all the different perspectives and changing language. Language is a really important aspect of NLP.
Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. Well, thank you so much for being here. So we have some of toughy questions that, answer them as you like. We're going to start with question number 1 here, which is, what would you like to share about your life journey so far that has led you to become a healer?
Well, I think it's not that different than a lot of people who have become healers, and that their life journey's been kind of a bumpy one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And people that haven't become healers, life is not a straight path. Life kind of goes up and down and around and takes you all over the place. And I would say that that's true for me too. I had an idea of where my life might take me and a path that I thought I would be on, and then I was just like, whoop, nope, that's not what's going to happen. I really started out in a family with a mom and a dad and brothers and sisters, and then at a very, very young age, my dad died. And before I was even 1. And so already it was like derailed from what the sort of, the story was supposed to be. And so I don't really remember much of that situation. I always kind of described my life as if it was happening to someone else. It was like they experienced it. They did that. So already I had like dissociated.
Mm-hmm.
And my idea of what like life should be was based on, Disney and, TV shows and things like that. So I had decided, okay, well, I'm going to have the life I didn't have. I'm going to have, like the mom and dad and family. And so I married, pretty young. I married my high school sweetheart, and boom, 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 boom. We had, we got married, we had a house, we had 2 kids. And then I'm like, oh, this doesn't seem to be exactly what it was supposed to be either. And then not too long, well, it was long enough, I ended up a single mom with 2 kids, and it was just another derail.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, a kind of a series of events that I knocked me off of the trajectory that I really felt like life was supposed to be or should be or who I should be. And all of those kind of supposed tos and shoulds that I think a lot of women in particular grow up with. I definitely felt like when they didn't come to, I didn't know what to do. And I then felt very, very depressed, very ill, very lost. And it was at that point in my life I met my first angel, really. And she was an inner workout coach and introduced me to healing and light work and coaching. And that's how I started on that path. And that was a long time ago. But that was the first introduction. And then once I started to go down that road and I saw that, that other possibility, that it wasn't so much what everything on the outside that was what was going to make life work, was going to make me whole, was going to make me happy, but really what was on the inside.
Yeah.
The things started to change. And then that's when I really got hungry to do it, not just for me, but like, oh, if this can work for me, then how can I help other people, other women in particular? Because I've always really had an affinity to help other women not be so miserable as I was in my life. To sort of discover that there's possibility for happiness. If you can get out of that rut, that horrible hole. And so that was really the first thing. And then life went on. And as life went on, I think the thing is you don't, or I didn't, learn my lesson well or completely, even after right?
We've all been there, done that. Yeah. You got to hit your head a couple of times, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And a lot of the things I was doing, even as I was on that path, I was doing for you. So I was like, again, it was like, here's what you should do. And I wasn't really living it. I was teaching it and I was coaching it but I wasn't living it. And so I got really sick. I got fibromyalgia, adrenal fatigue, and I got really, really sick. And it was then that I discovered, because I couldn't do anything else. I discovered I had to do it. I had to do it myself. And that's when I really connected with Reiki. I think Reiki found me more than I found Reiki.
Yeah, that's usually how it happens. It finds you. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah. Well, I guess like every healer, right? We have to experience our downs, and as we heal ourselves, we get excited about going, well, if I can learn it, then I can teach it. I can help other people, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of becomes a little bit of where we head out. We head out. So, which, it includes here, our next question here is, have you discovered your life purpose? And if you did, how did that occur? I know that you talked a little about your history, but sometimes finding your purpose is a different story, right?
Yeah. And I think that's a great question, because that's one of the things that so many people come to me for as well, is that they feel lost and they're looking for their life purpose. They're just like, I know I lack purpose, and the place they're looking for it is the same places I was looking for it, right? They're looking for it in a man. They're looking for it in a child, and they're looking for it in a job, and it's not in any of those places. And it's really a hard awakening to discover that. And So it feels like just this like a hole when you're looking for it in those places, and it's like, oh my gosh, well, it wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
And so now I'm going to try this.
Yeah. And I find that it's short-lived too, right? Like there is purpose in becoming a mother, a wife, a partner,
Absolutely.
succeeding in your job. There is purpose there, but it's purpose sometimes for others, and that can sometimes have not have the depth you're looking for, right?
Yeah, because I don't want anyone to think. I mean, I love being. I'm a mom. I'm and I'm a wife. Again, I have a lovely husband. I've remarried. I have a lovely husband, and I have beautiful children, and I have two beautiful grandchildren, and I adore them. And I love to spend time with them, and I get great sense of fulfillment from that. I love what I do. So are those things my purpose? They're part of it,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
right? They're part of it. So have I found my purpose? Well, here's my answer, and here's what I believe. My purpose is to continue to discover and develop who I am on this earth, in this body, as this human manifestation of spirit. I don't think it is a job description or a title of any kind. So I think that what it is to continue to just discover those things.
Mm-hmm.
What do I love? What do I love to do? Who do I love to be with? What are my passions? And that's my purpose. And to then share that with the world.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. No, I hear you. Yeah, sometimes purpose can be one singular thing, but I agree with you. Sometimes purpose is a lot of things that come together that create the bigger purpose, right? So I totally agree, and I guess as a healer, as as a human being, there's just this need to evolve and move forward and just learn and not only heal but surrender and love. There's just that those are kind of the basic needs, but they're part of the purpose as well, right?
Yeah. And it takes a lot of vulnerability to do that. And it takes a lot of, time and effort to do that. It's really it's hard to do it because you have to figure out, what are those things? What do I really like? What do I love to do? What do I value? What's important to me? What really matters to me? Instead of just kind of doing things because, again, like that word what should I do?
Right.
What am I expected to do? What am I obligated to do? What should I do? So it's like, what really, really matters to me, and what am I being fulfilled in doing? And that doesn't mean you don't do anything that you're not, you don't have any responsibilities anymore, of course. But what matters? What matters to you? What are your values?
Right.
And everybody kind of thinks that everybody's values are the same, and they're not. So it takes time to figure out what are your personal values, and they're not always the same as like your husband's or your children's or your mother's or your father's. They're yours.
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes we inherit some values that then as we get older, we're like, is this really what I believe? Right?
Yeah.
Like you start questioning, it's like, is this is what I want to believe? Right? That kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Why am I doing this? Yeah.
Yeah. Which is a good segment to our next question. Segue, I meant to say. What are some of the challenges you faced during your healing journey?
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. Because I struggle with everything I'm talking about. It's not like I have it all figured out. And I think that is something that has really always been key for me when I relate to somebody like my mentor, my coach was someone who I really looked up to, and especially, and I've had a number, but the people that I really resonate the most with aren't people who are saying, hey, I'm perfect and I got it all figured out and everything's great all the time in my life. And I want someone who I can look to and say, I like what they have and I want what they have and I like how they feel and their energy is great and I want that. But not that they're saying, I'm perfect and everything is great all the time, because I don't think that's true. That's not
anyone.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not life. That's not real. I think that there's always going to be another dragon to slay. There's always going to be there's always the sun and then the darkness. There's always going to be that in life. So that's been my healing journey is like, if I'm getting your question right, tell me if I'm not. But
you can't get the question wrong. So don't worry about it.
is that my biggest challenges, I guess, in my healing journey were, first of all, I expected that I would heal completely, fully. I'd be like, okay, I'm done now. Thank you. And like, I'm good. And so now, great. Let's move on and life will be grand and I won't have any of these things, any stuff come up anymore. But that's not how it works. At least that's not how it works for me or anyone that I know. There's always another layer. And when I find that I feel like I've come to a place where I'm like, okay, I'm great, I'm good, that might last for a while. And then all that's happened is I'm like, oh, I guess what's happened is I've healed enough that I'm ready to go to a deeper level of healing. And now here it comes. Here comes that stuff for me to get to so that I can heal that deeper level. And so that's what I sometimes find challenging is like, there's nice periods where I'm like, okay, this is a nice little plateau and everything feels great. And then I know there's going to be a time where I'm going to have more stuff arise that I need to deal with. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, life is not linear, right? There's usually, you're going straight, and then you dip, right? There's a dip, a little bit of down dip, and then you kind of shoot up, right, to the new level, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And there is still always that little part of me that would be like, I just wish it was just like, heal. Everything was healed, done. But I think that that's not done. It's not done till we're done, till our time on earth is done.
Yeah. And I think even then, right? Like it's Abraham Hicks has a quote that is like, "You're not done. You're never done. There's always something new. So don't worry that you're not going to have anything to do. But there's always something else. Like we are creative human beings, and we'll always create more love, more pain, more justice, more joy. Like there's always room for more, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yes. Thank you, Nicole. Nicole's like, just use the Shrek analogy. I'm like an onion, right? An ogre's like an onion. Always another layer, right? We're full of layers, something like that.
Yeah.
As soon as you said that, I just thought of onion.
Yeah.
So it's just funny.
Love that.
So the next question is, what is the one lesson you have learned and share with people all the time? So
I would say it's, and I have to sometimes be reminded of it, but the lesson is that the light is in you.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The light is in you, and the love is in you. I
Yeah.
just get chills right now, but that's the lesson, is the light. Oh my gosh, they're everywhere. But the light is in you and the love is in you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't be here without it. So,
Yeah.
you are, right? And I think sometimes as healers or as empaths, we tend to dim our light to make other people comfortable, right? So that's a very good one to remember, that you are light, that you are of light, and you will always be of
Yeah.
light, that nobody can take away from you, right? Oh, that's
Yeah.
a good one.
Yeah.
So the next question is, what does healing mean to you?
Well, I think I kind of alluded to it a little bit. To me, it means that you're on this journey. It's not like you're one and done. Not like that's it. You're healed. Healed. Like, it
Yeah.
doesn't mean that to me. It means it's growth. It's growth, and that it's learning, and it's a journey. It doesn't mean that it's that you're done. And so many years ago, many years ago now, I used to be a nurse. And so I used to deal with the physical body healing,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so if you have a very, very deep wound, you can't just slap a bandage on it and think it's going to heal. You have to pack that wound, and then it has to heal from the inner layers out, right?
Yeah.
If you just smack a bandage over top of it, it's it might look like it's healed on the outside, but really what's happened on the inside, it could just be festering and infected, and it's just like a seeping pussy mess inside there. And if you
Good visual.
if you pick the scab off, all that is going to come out, right? So you really have to, you pack it and you just let it heal little bits at a time from the inside out. And I think that's how everything has to heal, like that. So the physical heals like that, but so does our spiritual, emotional, mental bodies have to heal like that too. If we think that we can just smack a bandage on our deep emotional pain, our mental pain, our spiritual pain, and it'd be like, okay, it's all fine now, because we don't want to deal with that. It's still there. It's still festering. It's still there. So we have to let it heal from the inside out. So that's the way I kind of approach healing, is to think, you got to take it slow. Take it slow.
Mm-hmm.
And be very kind of cognizant of the fact that you can't just think that people who have had whatever many years of this pain they've been carrying around, and they've probably been just smacking band-aids on for however long, because they don't know how or want to deal with it, are going to just be able to just deal. There's all that pussy junk in there that has to come out first. And so it's a process.
It is a process, and it's a very good visual. Like I'm very good at imagining things like that.
Sorry about that visual.
Okay, it's good. Good, I like it. I like it. So, the next question is, what do you love most about your gifts and healing talent?
Yeah, so I really like the ability to see the next part for somebody. So somebody who's only ever really been able to see the dark part or the darkness in themselves, I like that I can see the light in them.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I said, like the light is in you. Sometimes people, they don't know that, they don't see that.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody's ever told them, right?
Yeah. And I feel very fortunate that I can see that. I can see that in I have not always been able to see it in myself, and
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it was a gift to me that I had someone who was able to see it in me,
Mm-hmm. Right.
and and now I feel very fortunate that I have that gift that I'm able to see that in others, and
Yeah.
then I can see that light in others. And so that is, I think it's again like it's just like amazing to be able to
Mm-hmm.
see that for someone else.
Yeah. So you were shown by a way shower your light, and then now you can be the way shower and show other people their own light.
Yeah, and hold a space for people
That's very
until they can. Until they
yeah,
can. Yeah.
very good. Very good. So the following question is kind of the same, related to the last one, and it is, how do your gifts and talents make you unique?
Uh, well, I think in in that way, for sure, because that is something that I tell you, when that person came into my life, at that moment, it saved my life. And that's not
Mm,
that sounds like an exaggeration, but it is not. She did genuinely save my life by being able to do that. And so I think that being able to do that for another is is uh, something I value tremendously, and I think it is a unique gift.
mm-hmm.
I also really feel that the other parts, my 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 parts of within my Reiki practice that make me unique are and and we've talked about it, together. My um, things that happen with me with Reiki are that I actually feel what the person is feeling,
Mm-hmm.
and uh, that I find that really helpful to be
Right.
able to tune into um, that experience of the person in
Mm-hmm.
a in that way, so that I
Yeah.
can be guided more directly, and gently to that deeper place that we were talking about,
Right. Because
right?
that clairsentient guides you to the places where there are no words yet,
Yes.
right? The person
Yeah.
just feels pain or feels hurt or feels not heard, or so it is beyond words, and you are able to tap into that with and the energy, and also your senses. So
Yes.
that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. So they might not exactly, so they might not be able to explain to me, but I am able to, and I don't, some people can see it. I don't see it, but I can feel it, and it
Mm.
um, layers deep,
Mm.
right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Which it goes great with your analogy of the festering wound,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's great. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes we as human beings are taught to really pack in those emotions, to really hide them behind that closet that nobody goes into. And sometimes we need people to guide us to open that
Yeah.
door, to kind of not let us be afraid of what's in the closet, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, following that, the next question is, what projects are you working on right now?
So I actually just launched a new website for my Reiki practice called Reiki by Fiona. So perfect name for me. So ReikiByFiona.com. And I'm working on the Holy Fire Reiki with You, which
Yeah.
is the Usui Reiki already. But I'm working on the getting the Holy Fire, which is really interesting just to have that different tool in my belt, I guess, and just to see the differences and feel the differences. So I'm working on that right now, and I'm just continuing to expand with students in my coaching as well. So I have a new student starting this month coming with the coaching practice, and so that'll be really exciting. And I'd like to, eventually I will be looking forward to getting into teaching the Reiki as we move down that path as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
excellent. Wonderful. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Can't wait.
So with that said, what are the services you are providing now and why do you provide them?
So I teach the coaching,
Mm-hmm.
and the reason I do that, and I'm not doing as much coaching, although I do some.
Mm-hmm.
I really do people who are finding me um, by word of mouth
Mm-hmm.
coaching. And I'm teaching the coaching because I really would like to be able to do what happened with me so that people can, spread it to become healers and spread it and, make more of an impact in the world. I can only do so much, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And the Reiki, I'm doing distance Reiki, and I'm doing Reiki in person in Toronto. That's where I'm based. And the reason I'm doing more of that is because I love it. So that's why I'm doing it.
Yeah. Wonderful. Yeah, no, I like combining, and I think that's what happens is that Reiki is kind of the gateway to other healing modalities, right? I did Reiki first, and I did my coaching, and now I'm really involved in Reiki. But I'm sure I have a list of things I want to try as well. So that's not the end. So I get it. I get it. It's just like you expand yourself. So last but not least, where can people find you and get a hold of you for your services, or even just they just want to send you a DM?
Well, here on Instagram, it's lifelearningstrategies.com, or life learning strategies, I guess, just on Instagram. That's one way. You can just send me a DM through that, or through the website that I just mentioned at reikibyfiona.com. Those would be the two ways that would be ideal if you wanted to contact me. And on the website, you can send me an email, or you can, book directly, or either one would be perfect.
Wonderful. Well, thank you again, Fiona, for doing this. This has been wonderful. I love having healers on here, and I love sharing new voices and new modalities. And I can't, we're here to heal the world, and it doesn't matter how it gets done. I just like spreading the news, and I like having very well-rounded healers as well on my channel. So I'm very honored for you to be here. And if anyone has questions for Fiona, please, you can send them in now. Also, Fiona, if you would like to say anything else and anything to add on just here at the end, please feel free to say what you like.
No, I just want to say hello to everybody who's there, and so appreciative that everyone has been hearting throughout. It's lovely, and thank you so much to you. I really appreciate the time that we've spent here and just getting to know you, and I just love our time together and just getting to feel your energy and exchange energy. And it's nice to be in a community where we get to support each other in this kind of work, and to just practice and spread healing throughout the community. It's beautiful. So thank you for doing this.
Oh, you're welcome. Well, healers need healers too, right? So that's it. Like it's a community, and we should all treat it as a community and as a way to lift each other.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right. If there's no questions, thank you so much again for being here, Fiona. Thank you everybody for showing up. This will be posted here on my Instagram channel. I'll pass it on to Fiona so she has it and she can post it on her channel. But I will also be sharing it on my YouTube channel. That's where I have the last 3 episodes. Please don't forget to go check that out. I will be probably coming out with some kind of giveaway if you sign up to my YouTube channel. So just keep your eyes open for that. And send you all a lovely, lovely evening. Lots of love. Thank you everybody for being here. Thank you, Fiona. Lots of love, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.